Today's top picks from Reuters Breakingviews. Rothschild throws a new grenade into the Boomi fiasco, and investors may have to live with an outrageous News International payoff. With me now to discuss these stories is Reuters Breakingviews assistant editor Robert Cole. Morning, Robert.
Hiya.
Let's start with Boomi and Nat Rothschild. Now, he's gone. He's resigned. This wasn't a surprise, surely?
No, I don't think it's a surprise, although one might have argued that as the creator, if you like, of certainly the shell company that sort of led to this bigger group, he might have wanted to stay involved and sort it out from the inside. I think our view, though, is that while nobody here is being covered in any glory or needs to be lauded in any particular way, Nat Rothschild may be better off commenting and acting on this from the outside. I mean, just to what's going on here is that there's a clear doubt about the nature of the operating assets. There's clearly a division at the board as well. There is now a proposal on the table for some sort of, if you like, clear up bid to try and sort this mess out. Nat Rothschild clearly thinks from his statement today, a very strongly worded statement, that shareholders, certainly minority shareholders, are being disadvantaged by this bid, and it seems that he has the best chance of being able to speak most clearly and forthrightly and offer the best guidance from outside the company. So it's probably a good thing, but I don't think that necessarily means that Nat Rothschild practically isn't taking any responsibility as a result of this move for the mess that's got into it. But could take it forward in a better way from outside. You
mentioned his strong language, and certainly in his resignation letter he did use some very strong language. How will that feed into, or if it does at all, how will that feed into public opinion about this whole, what is essentially a fiasco saga, and what does that mean for Boomi going forward? Well,
again, I'm not trying to exonerate or indeed criticise anybody particularly here, but I think that it's a good thing that Nat Rothschild has left and gone outside, because it seems to me that there is now a greater chance that we will actually get to the bottom of this affair. The thing that makes me hesitate, and made me hesitate last week when we saw this new offer, was that there is still vast uncertainty about what has actually gone on, if anything has gone on at all. There are investigations which sound very worrying. I suppose many people will say there's no smoke without fire. But what it seems to me is of desperate importance is for everyone to calm down a bit. Let due process take its course. Actually appreciate what we are dealing with here and try and move forward from there. And in the very, very most optimistic scenario, perhaps naive scenario, we might be able to see that these Indonesians with perhaps some less rigorous corporate governance standards, having come to the UK and having been, exposed to the pressures of governance here, might improve, and we might have a lovely company to go away with. We don't know.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so, yeah. But it seems to me that this move today gives us a little bit more of a chance.
OK, let's move on to Rebekah Brooks, a controversial figure, if ever there was one. She's been a key figure in arguably the biggest scandal ever to hit the British press. I think the world's oldest Sunday newspaper closed. And the story is by no means finished, yet she walks away with a £7 million payoff.
According to reports, I spoke to, according to the FT, and I spoke to News International, and for perhaps very good reasons of their own, they declined to help me whether it was true or not. But assuming that there is a payment there of this sort, it does seem pretty outrageous and pretty large, or I imagine that's what investors will think. Another proviso, of course, I think within that are legal fees that that the company may be picking up on her behalf, and I think that might reduce this number substantially. But I think but still, here we have, if true, a large sum of money for a lady who left in questionable circumstances, and as you say, I don't think the story again is unclear, but I think shareholders will be pretty sort of perplexed, if not outraged, at the kind of payment that allegedly has been made. But there is a twist in this, I think, that clearly a lot going on at News Corp, but if Miss Brooks or Rebecca Brooks' departure has led to an improvement in the corporate governance at News Corp and an improvement in the structure. We've seen the plan subsequently for the division of the company, of course. Perhaps it's something that shareholders can live with as an inevitable, perhaps justifiable, who knows, cost of sort of moving the company forward.
But she resigned, so I suppose again the question comes back to: is she entitled to such a hefty payout?
Well, yeah, and I'm not an employment lawyer, so I'm not going to try and prejudge that.
It's a question shareholders will obviously be asking.
But clearly.
Okay, Robert, thank you very much. That's all for now. My thanks there to Breaking Views' Robert Cole. For more agenda-setting financial insight, watch our US Breaking Views show every day at 12:30 Eastern, that's 17:30 BST. I'm Jamie McGeever. This is Reuters.